This is Promineo Tech Front-End Bootcamp Week 12 coding assignment, creating a CRD application. I decided to also include updates, so it will be a CRD for me. Our assignment this week was to use fetch and async and wait to interact with an API. I chose to use json-server as that would allow me to simply use my own little file here. We're to use a form to create and post new entities, as well as have a way for users to delete entities, to retrieve the entities from the API and display them, and then use Bootstrap and/or CSS. I've used both so that I could use the Bootstrap cards in conjunction with my own color styling. So, first of all, I had fetch commissions as a separate section outside of my render, as that would allow me to return the data and have it available throughout the rest of the function easily. In my index.html file, I have a div that's ID of commission board in order to contain all of the cards that I'm creating with render. For each function for each commission, I run a function to create the commission card and then append it to the commission board. I call the render function at the start of the page opening so that it's already has these three visible that I created in the db.json file. For the form, it's pretty simple. I have a title, description with a text box, and then a drop-down to rate the risk. For the add commission button, instead of using submit type, I opted to use button type so that it wouldn't refresh the page. For the add commission button, I used an if statement to prevent users from submitting empty boxes. So if I quickly make an example here, now that theirs are filled, if I add the commission, then it gets the title, risk rating, and description value. It automatically sets taken to false and then posts it to my API, which is now modified, as you can see up here, because it added this with its own ID. For the toggle commission, which is available or taken depending on the taken property, I retrieved the ID of the button that is the same as the data index of the button is the same as the ID of the commission post. So I fetched the commission using that ID and then used the put method to change, well, in conjunction with spread, to change only taken to the opposite of what it currently is. So if I click it while it's available, it become taken and change the styling when it renders. And if I click it when it's taken, it becomes available, changes the styling when it renders. Delete uses the same thing. It fetches it based on the data index of the button, and I have to use this because the button did not exist when the page was first loaded, so I have to use document for the click method, and then access it with the class of the button that I created using this to indicate which button it is. And this is simple, as delete doesn't need any other inputs. It's simply method delete, and it removes it from the JSON file. And again, after each of them, I render so that it will always show the latest data. And that is my CRUD application.